for Mobuzz TV on Friday, June 8th. It's Friday. That's a happy thing, so let's start off with some good news, eh? Do you remember Julie Amero? We told you about her when she was first arrested for supposedly exposing minors to pornography while she was substitute teaching. Most of the tech world rallied to her defense as she appeared to be the victim of porn pop-up ads on spam-infested school computers with outdated filters and which no one on staff seemed to know how to deal with adequately. The story quickly became horrifying as it seemed she might face up to 40 years in prison for being a victim of spam. The think of the children crowd can be pretty rabid. Well, good news, she's not been entirely vindicated, but they have granted her a new trial due to erroneous testimony in the first one. And optimistic commentators think the prosecution may take the opportunity to just quietly back down. About frickin' time. One thing that alternately annoys and delights about tech culture are the myriad new words and strange spellings that new companies and products bring to our already chaotic English language. The Wii's been a great one. Except for skiing, I think it's possibly the only word currently in use in English with a double I. But how about a triple I? Well, a physician in Barcelona recently awoke to a terrible pain in his arm after playing a particularly intense session of Wii tennis. He said it wasn't quite like tennis elbow, it was something new. So he wrote into the New England Journal of Medicine and dubbed it Wiiitis. Awesome! W-I-I-I-T-I-S. A ridiculous looking word, and perhaps, with its triple vowelage, a first for English if it catches on. I sincerely hope it does. Here's a little factoid we ran across today. It seems that due to the increased use of mobile phones, phone books are shrinking. An example was given for the Manhattan area, where it's grown by 10,000 residents a year, while the phone book shrunk by 142 pages. James E. Katz, chairman of communications at Rutgers University, waxed a bit sentimental about it. Quote, "People would meet someone, want to know where they lived, and look up their name in the phone book. And there was a certain ritual aspect to it when people would look forward to the new phone book. So in a sense, it was a way of social visibility and social involvement. That whole way of doing things, it seems, has largely disappeared." Wow. He may be the only person upset at the fact that society may be doing away with an absolutely colossal waste of paper. Think of the trees, Mr. Katz. Won't anyone please think of the trees? Speaking of paper, how about paper that speaks, huh? Researchers in Sweden have created a type of interactive paper that can play recorded sounds when touched. Obviously, this is intended principally for the world of advertising and product packaging technology, although the registrar's suggestion for an interactive Playboy centerfold was really quite clever. The paper is printed with conductive links. You hit the link and sound comes from printed speakers that are, quote, formed from more layers of conductive inks that sit over an empty cavity to form a diaphragm. Project leader Michael Gullickson thought it might be an idea to use it on cigarette packaging. So along with those blatant labels, the package could scream at you, "This box contains death!" Nah, it'd just get more people using fancy cigarette cases to avoid the nagging. In other innovations, Sony's got some new doodads out that are meant to be eco-friendly by requiring little to no electricity for charging. Instead, you charge their Odo line of gadgets with certain movements, like this digital camera that charges when you put your fingers in those holes and give it a whirl for a while. There's a viewer that charges by rolling on a table, and even a portable solar panel that you can plug into other gadgets. Kind of reminded us of some phones we'd seen that I think we may have featured in the distant Mobuzz past. The Yo-Yo phone from Mode Labs charges in two ways, kinetically via a pendulum mechanism and by harnessing solar energy in photovoltaic cells as it hangs on a strap around your neck. And of course, we all remember that one of the first $100 laptop prototypes came with a hand crank. None of these are out of concept phase, but they'd be great, not just because they're green, but because you'd never have to worry about being caught with a dead battery and no charger. And finally, we wanted to spread the word about a 17-year-old photographer who's having some Flickr-theft troubles and is looking for help. Laura Jade writes on Flickr that she was surprised and dismayed, to say the least, when this photo, which she took of herself at age 14, appeared with her watermark photoshopped away on the cover of a porn flick. She attempted many times to demand that it be changed and has been met with brush-offs, the passing of the buck, and finally accusations that she was trying to scam the porn publishers by putting photos online with the intention that they be nicked. Right. Her situation is exacerbated by her being in the UK while the publishers are American. She asks that if anyone can help her out to please get in contact. That's all for today. Until next time, tell me, what would you use talking paper for?